Hey, hey, welcome to Life and Journey with Tony Valen, or what I may refer to myself in the future, Tony V. So, this is part two of my last video. Last one is just an introduction, kind of tell you kind of casually what I'm trying to do here, right? This one, I want to get a little bit more in depth about the actual start of my journey. So, to tell you that is to tell you this: I am diabetic. I said that in the last video, but I don't think as many people, when you're diagnosed as being pre-diabetic, I don't think people realize how important it is to really get your health checked, or at the very least, take it more seriously. I think a lot of doctors kind of glaze over it. And if I took it more seriously when I found out I was pre-diabetic, I would have never became diabetic. Some people are able to make that, make that change. But for me, it took me a little moment. Never ate horribly, but indulgences, I used to love cake and sugar, and making sure I had some sort of little dessert every single time I ate something, or most of the time I ate something. And it's not necessary for me to do so, but I always gave myself that little treat. And I think a lot of it for me at the time had to do with I didn't have a lot going on, you know. Always have had aspirations, always have had things that in life I've wanted to do. But I always felt like in my earlier years, throughout my 30s, I'm in my 40s, living through my 40s right now. I've kind of been in preparation for what I'm doing now, and it never felt like the right time. Whenever I get started, whenever I would record, nobody cared about what I was doing. And it just never felt like anyone was at a point to receive what I'm doing now. So now feels like the right time. I feel a shift in the air. So why not? Why not try it and see who likes to hear it, right? But my diabetes journey, yeah, I wish I would have started earlier, but we're here, and that's okay. Once my doctor, and I won't be talking about this a lot, so if you're not really into the diabetes stuff, that's okay. I just really wanted to touch that because my fitness journey and who I am, for its working out and all those things, very much so who I am, but at the same time, there's so much more to me. Like so much of us, like we have many layers, and I have many. More than anything, I'm a creative as well, but I won't touch that so much in this video. And that's one other thing I also want to mention about my introduction, just a little sidebar, is I want to eventually share with you guys some of my creative endeavors and what I like to do on the side. And I'll leave that as a little bit of a little side note for now, but do know that this page is going to be a lot bigger than just me doing videos like this. I want to do a lot more. No announcements again, but definitely want to just mention that. Now, back to what I was saying. What happened was really, what started the journey is I found out my A1C had hit about a 9. Now, a lot of people, that's Greek, what you're talking about. Your A1C is kind of how they measure where you are for as you're being diabetic or not. I think most people, and please correct me if I'm wrong, are usually like 3, 4. When you're pre-diabetic, you're usually close to 6, around a 6. I was hitting a 9. I think the highest you can go is a 14. Maybe wrong about that. I apologize if I am. But as far as my current knowledge, I'm telling you the truth today. So to say that I hit a 9, and the doc right away, that was too high. He knew we needed to get it down. So my doctor wanted to put me on insulin. It was always supposed to be temporary, but I was supposed to go on insulin, and this was in May of 2024. So he wanted to put me on insulin. At the time, he just wanted to kind of research some things and figure out what that was going to look like as far as a regimen. And then he wanted me to drastically change how I ate, and you know, a list of things. So when I knew that, I know the next time I went to see him, which is going to be roughly 3 months. I think it was July or August. I know I needed to make a dramatic change. So what I did, I gave myself a couple of weeks. After that visit, I think it was the top of May, and I made preparations of just drastically changing how I ate. I cut out all sugar, only did vegetables and lean meats, because I've done that in the past where I used to work out with a trainer, and that was kind of what I did, how I ate for a time. Of course, I ate other things, but at the beginning when I was trying to lose weight, before that's pretty much where I was. And at the time, I didn't have a trainer. I was just literally just changing habits, trying to do a little bit of a calorie deficit so that I can make some dramatic changes quick. And I lost about 10 pounds within a month, which I was really happy about. But it was really hard for me to lose more. I'm not going to go through the whole story, so I'm going to zoom through some of it. But through the grace of God and through finding my current place of work, there was a young lady that came in. She was a fitness instructor. And she kind of gave, we ended up having a conversation. I told her what I was going through, and she gave me some recommendations for some places. Of course, me being me, I did my research, and I found this gym that I thought was interesting. Well, she actually recommended the gym, and I went to the website. I found a trainer. His background was interesting to me, so I went to visit that gym, and the actual receptionist. It's so funny that I had already looked him up before I came in, but she thought that we would work really well together. The moment that she saw me, and I told her a little bit about my story. So to say that is to say I'm a very spiritual person. So to me, that meant my instincts were right, and that I needed to likely work with this dude. So end up reaching out to him through email. We connected, and my fitness journey started. Oh my God, it was really it was really bad at the beginning. I didn't realize how badly out of shape I was. And when I've worked out in the past, even when I worked out with a trainer in my very early 30s, my 20s and my 30s, I remember like that first time getting back in the gym is always rough, always hard. And I didn't always make it the first time, but it had to be the first maybe 4 sessions. I couldn't last more than 30 minutes. I was like, this is a mess. So of course my fitness coach or trainer, we kind of refocused on what we wanted to do. And I think what we discovered is the leg workouts at the time were too labor intensive. So we kind of worked more on upper body at the time. And I think it was my goal to do a lot more cardio. So that is kind of what we did, and we kind of restructured. And I started to be able to work out the whole time. A big change, very helpful change. And in long story short, things really started to work out. And I started to work out with him, and I was slowly, it was a slow burn. The weight was stubborn, but I got it off. Just to give you a little bit of understanding, at my heaviest, I was 229 pounds. No, 228 pounds. It was 28, 29. Can't remember which, but either way, it's about the same. And that was May of 2022. And I think I teetered up and down roughly 5 to 6 pounds from 2022 to 2023. When I measured in May, I was 223 pounds. So from there, when I started working out with my fitness coach, I was 213. and I was able to, over time, get down to 195. So by Christmas, this was July when I started with him. By Christmas, was able to get down to about 195 pounds, which is, to me, awesome. I haven't lost much weight since then. I am, this is 2026. And I haven't lost much weight since then. I teeter between 185 to 190 right now, but I've been able to maintain that in well over a year. More than anything, I don't look like I weigh that because my body fat, and that's, I think, the next part of it is the concentration on lower body fat. For me, flexibility is a big thing. Being able to be mobile, be able to do things I wasn't able to do. I noticed that when I got up, I would get dizzy. Or if I took a nap and I got up right away, or I got up too fast, I would be very dizzy. And I realize now I don't really have that. Sometimes when I wake up, I am a little bit, but I just think that's just orientation. But for the most part, like a lot of the issues I had, heartburn and a lot of other things that I was having before I started with him, I don't have. Like my flexibility, I'm way more mobile. I have a lot more energy. I just feel like I'm in a much better place and I'm happy. Um, I've always feel like I felt like for a little minute now, for some years, that emotionally, mentally, I've been in a great space. I've been able to receive spirit, God in a very different way. But the one part that I was missing was like I was not physically in line. And I needed to get that piece of me together in order for me to feel complete, for me to feel at one with myself. I think once everything is aligned, then I felt like whatever the next part of my life is supposed to be, we're going to move forward with it and we're going to be successful. And this is part of that. So I said a lot of that just to kind of give you a little introduction of kind of how my story started. But we're going to talk more, and I'm going to definitely do a lot more introductions of kind of what that journey looks like, what my focuses look like. I'm considering maybe even cooking some of my meals so you guys can see it. I do a lot of meal prep stuff, you guys, and I don't know if y'all want to see that, but I might try it out and see how you guys like it, and we'll see what happens. We'll see. I don't know. There's so many ideas I have, and I want to try them out and see what you guys like, see what you guys are receptive to, and we'll move forward. And I hope you enjoy life and journey with me, Tony V. To say that, I don't want this video to get too long, so for now, I just want to say, be exceptional, be stellar, be incredible, be you. Love, light, and joy. Peace.